Okay, let's dig into this. We're doing our deep dive into Zechariah chapter 13 today.
Yeah, and it really hits you right from the start. Very dramatic imagery.
Totally. It's all about, well, profound cleansing, judgment on lies, and this refining process.
Exactly. And it kicks off with this promise, this image of a fountain.
A fountain.
Yeah, a fountain will be open to the house of David and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, specifically to cleanse them from sin and impurity.
Mm.
It sets up this idea of deep spiritual washing being made available.
Okay, that's a powerful opening because right after that promise,
Mhm.
it pivots. It gets into rooting out everything false.
Right. The text is quite clear. I will banish the names of the idols from the land. They won't even be remembered.
And it goes deeper than just idols, doesn't it?
It does. It says it will remove both the prophets and the spirit of impurity from the land. So it's not just symbols, but the misleading voices and the impure influence itself. A real purge.
A purge, yeah.
Mm.
Which leads to some pretty shocking consequences for false prophecy mentioned next.
Oh, definitely. It's quite jarring.
Mm.
The text describes how if someone keeps prophesying falsely,
Mm.
their own parents, their mother and father, will basically condemn them. Say they have to die for speaking lies in the Lord's name.
Wow.
And it even says they will stab them while they're prophesying. It's incredibly intense. Shows how utterly rejected false prophecy becomes.
Yeah, intense is the word. It makes you understand the next part where it talks about prophets being ashamed.
Exactly. They actively try to distance themselves. They'll say, I am not a prophet.
Deny it completely.
Yeah, they'll claim, I'm a farmer. The land has been my livelihood since my youth. They even ditch the prophetic clothing. It's a total disavowal.
Driven by that severe judgment, you mean?
Seems like it. And then there's that strange bit about wounds.
Oh, right, the mysterious wounds. Someone gets asked about them.
Wounds on their body, maybe their hands or chest. And the answer is, the wounds I was given at the house of my friends.
So cryptic. What do you make of that? Betrayal. Judgment from within.
It's debated, but it suggests harm coming from a place you'd expect safety. Maybe allies, maybe family. It adds this layer of internal conflict or suffering.
Okay. And this whole atmosphere seems to build towards something bigger, right? The shepherd.
Yes, that's verse 7,
Yeah.
the real turning point. A command comes. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, against the man who is close to me, declares the Lord Almighty.
A shepherd who is close to God.
Exactly. And the consequence, strike the shepherd and the sheep will be scattered. The leader figure is hit and the community falls apart. It even mentions God turning his hand against the little ones, the vulnerable.
So the scattering is a direct result of striking the shepherd, and this leads to that really stark division.
It does. The text lays it out. In the whole land, 2/3 will be struck down and perish, yet 1/3 will be left in it.
2/3 gone. That's drastic, a huge loss.
A severe judgment, a sifting process. Only a remnant makes it through this period.
So what happens to this 1/3, the remnant? They don't just get a pass, right?
No, not at all. They face their own test. The source says, this third I will bring into the fire.
Into the fire like metal.
Precisely. I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. It's about purification through that intense heat, that hardship, burning away the dross.
Okay, so it's painful but purposeful, leading somewhere.
Leading to restoration. That's the final note. After the fire, the relationship is renewed.
How so?
The text ends with this back and forth. They will call on my name and I will answer them. And then God says, they are my people. And they respond, the Lord is our God.
So from judgment and scattering through fire back to that clear connection.
Exactly. The covenant bond reaffirmed, but only after everything false is gone and the remnant is purified.
So quite a journey in this chapter. We went from that opening promise of cleansing through getting rid of idols and false prophets, these extreme measures.
That's scattering.
Right. The shepherd struck, the sheep scattered, massive judgment, and then finally this intense refining, leading back to God.
It really covers a dramatic arc of judgment and purification leading to restoration.
It absolutely does. So for you listening, maybe chew on this thought just based on what we read here. What does this picture, this metaphor of being refined like silver and tested like gold, suggest about what faith or maybe character or even just belonging looks like when you're going through really tough times? Something to think about.